In this video, I'm going to be breaking down what are the most powerful tools that the Matrix can use to keep you trapped in a lower vibrational level of life. And what this is basically that anyone who hasn't been unplugged from the Matrix at any moment can be hijacked by the Matrix to fight against you, to keep you trapped into this lower state of existence. And this is called the Agent Smith effect. So in the movie, anyone who hasn't been unplugged can transform into this agent and fight for the Matrix at any given point. And the same exact thing is true in real life. So what is the Matrix? It's basically the programmatic framework that's deeply embedded into everything in society. It's the way people think, it's the way people act, it's the status quo, it's what society convinces you that you should do, right? It's basically any form of external programming that convinces you to sell your energy and do things that are out of alignment with your purpose in life in order to survive or be successful. And by harvesting your energy, it keeps you trapped in lower states of existence. Now, obviously the Matrix isn't a living creature, but thinking of it as such can kind of help you understand it a bit more, where it's something that needs nutrients to survive, which is your energy. And it has a survival mechanism, so if anything comes that's in conflict with it, it will do things in order to preserve its existence. You know, the same way that you need to eat food and make sure that you don't die, the Matrix needs to capture your energy and make sure that there's no ideas that are in conflict with it. And because it's not an actual thing, it manifests itself through people who haven't been awoken from this illusion. So anyone who hasn't been broken out of the Matrix can actually transform into Agent Smith at any given point to fight against you and fight for the Matrix to keep you trapped in this illusion. So in real life, what this looks like is that if you're around people who are kind of trapped in the Matrix and you're telling them an idea that's out of alignment with these grooves of how you're supposed to live your life, they're going to attack you and try to get you to fall into the same grooves as them, because this is how the Matrix survives. It convinces people that it needs to go into these paths, right? So for example, if you're in college surrounded by everyone who's pursuing the 9-to-5 world and this and that, and you want something different, you want to travel the world, live a digital nomad life, do all these things, and you tell people that are around you who are in this kind of programmatic framework of thinking about life, what they're going to do is they're going to try to convince you that this isn't possible. They're going to instill fear. They're going to instill doubt. And they're literally fighting to preserve the Matrix. And on the other side of things, if you're around all of these 100K a month agency owners who are devoting their life to building these businesses and all of this and living within that programmatic framework, and you tell them yo, I'm just trying to kind of vibe, they're also going to fight to preserve their version of the Matrix and convince you that, that's not success, you're throwing your life away. All of these things, right? And some of the biggest tools that Agent Smith will use to kind of preserve the Matrix are fear, doubt, and ego. The fear and doubt is what if this doesn't work? What if it's not possible? What if all these other people are, built different than me and I can't do it? Or, what if I'm going to run out of money? What if I'm going to lose my job? All of these things that kind of keep you trapped, selling your energy to do things that you actually don't want to do. Fear is really something, it has a very strong influence that keeps most people who are in the Matrix trapped, because they think that if they break out of it, all of these bad things are going to happen. And that's beautifully engineered by the Matrix because it keeps people trapped. It keeps the Matrix harvesting their energy from them because their fear keeps them doing the same thing. So the thing is that if you want to live a different life than the people who are around you, you need to be very careful about who you spend time with and what ideas you share with people, because you now know that they're going to attack you with fear, with doubt, and kind of work against you as if they're Agent Smith fighting for the Matrix in many cases. I remember being in college watching Jay Alvarez kind of traveling the world, skydiving, doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, how do I do this? And one of my friends there who is kind of, in the illusion was like, bro, you realize that's not actually possible, right? And he was instilling this doubt in me. And now I'm here, I'm doing it. But this is just an example of, how this can work. So you need to be very careful about who you actually share your ideas with, because you're probably going to get attacked. You got to get to a point where there's no explanation, there's no justification, there's no trying to prove why your decisions are good, because these people who you're looking for advice or validation, most of the time, they're just operating on a completely different set of paradigms than you are. And I urge you to make choices based on your subjective experience of reality, what it feels like to be you in each given moment, instead of the descriptors of reality. Like, like imagine you had a resume for your life describing all of the things about it. Don't make decisions based on how can I fill out this paper. Make it on what does it feel like to be me now. Because a lot of times people who are slaving their energy away are doing so to build up this kind of like life resume when it doesn't even make them happy in the first place. So prioritize your state of consciousness above all else. So yeah, thanks for watching. I really hope this kind of empowers you to just walk your own path in life and stop seeking external validation or external descriptors of success, like how much money you're making or what job you have or what things you have or anything like that. And really just focus on like, what do you want to exist like? Like, what do you want your moment to moment existence to look like? And then pursue that without, needing anyone to tell you that it's the right path or that right decision or anything like that. So yeah, thanks again and have a great rest of your day. Cheers.